You probably heard it before. Being broke is a situation, but thinking broke, that's a lifestyle. At first, it sounds like just another catchy motivational quote, but when you really sit with it, you begin to realize how deeply true and powerful it is. Let's start here. Being broke can happen to anyone. Life throws curveballs. You lose a job. A business doesn't work out. Bills pile up. Emergency expenses happen. It's painful, frustrating, and yes, terrifying. But it's not the end. Being broke is a moment in time, not your destiny. It doesn't define you unless you let it. Thinking broke? That's a different story. Thinking broke is what happens when you start believing that money will always be scarce, that success is only for the lucky, and that you're doomed to struggle forever. It's a mindset, and like any mindset, it can grow roots if you let it. Here's the thing about the broke mindset. It's subtle. It shows up in everyday thoughts and behaviors that feel normal. Maybe you say things like, "I'll never be able to afford that," or "People like me just don't get rich." Maybe you avoid learning about finances because it's overwhelming or uncomfortable. Maybe you see someone else doing well, and your first reaction is envy instead of inspiration. That's thinking broke, and it keeps you stuck. Let's flip the script. When you stop thinking broke, you start shifting your entire relationship with money. You begin to see that money is a tool, not a reward for being lucky. You start believing that learning about wealth, growth, and investing is not just for those people. It's for you too. You begin making choices not based on fear, but on possibility. It starts with awareness. One of the most powerful things you can do is start noticing your thoughts around money. Not judging them, just noticing. What stories are you telling yourself every day? Are they stories of limitation or stories of growth? Are you thinking, "I can't," or are you asking, "How can I?" See the difference? When you adopt a rich mindset, you become more solution-oriented. You start to seek opportunities. You're no longer afraid to learn, to fail, or to start small, because you understand that the real wealth is not in your wallet. It's in your habits, your discipline, your perspective. A rich mindset says, "I may not have a lot right now, but I can build. I'm not stuck, I'm learning. I don't chase money, I create value. I invest in myself because I'm my greatest asset." There's something deeply humble about this mindset. It's not about flexing. It's not about pretending you're rich when you're not. It's about quietly choosing growth every single day. It's about asking yourself, what's one thing I can do today to improve my future? It could be reading one chapter of a personal finance book. It could be tracking your expenses. It could be applying for a better paying job or starting a small side hustle. Small actions compound. That's what rich thinking looks like. It's not glamorous. It's consistent. And yes, it's hard sometimes. Changing your mindset doesn't mean the struggle disappears overnight. There will still be setbacks. There will be days when you doubt yourself, when things feel heavy. That's part of the journey. But the difference is now you're walking towards something. You're not just surviving, you're building. The truth is, no one teaches us how to think rich. Most of us grow up hearing things like, money doesn't grow on trees, or rich people are greedy, or you have to work twice as hard to get half as far. These messages stick, and without realizing it, we internalize them. But the beautiful thing about mindset is it's rewirable. You can unlearn the scarcity. You can choose abundance. Abundance doesn't mean spending recklessly. It means believing that there's more than enough to go around, that your worth is not tied to your bank account, that you are capable of building a life that feels full, not because it's overflowing with stuff, but because it's rooted in purpose. Purpose is part of the rich mindset. You're not just chasing money, you're creating a life. You're building stability, freedom, options. The opposite of a broke mindset isn't excess, it's intention. Let's pause here. Think about what kind of life you want, really. What does security look like to you? What would financial peace feel like? What habits would that version of you have? Start there, because once you can see that version of you, you can start becoming them. Step by step, quietly, humbly, with grace. And one day, you'll look back and realize you're not broke anymore. Not in your pockets, not in your thoughts. You're rich in the way that matters most. In clarity, in resilience, in belief. Because being broke, That was temporary. But thinking rich? That's forever.